Croatia is out of Euro 2024. If you've watched any of their matches since the end of the last World Cup, this shouldn't surprise you. However, based on the reactions I saw online and the backlash my preview video for Croatia received, for a little while I started to believe that I was the one going crazy and that Croatia were indeed one of the biggest candidates to win the Euros, when in reality they never had a chance to begin with. In this video, I'll detail everything that was tactically wrong with Hrvatska and expose the biggest problem that Croatia has, which could prevent them from reaching the same heights ever again. But before we start, make sure you subscribe to Throne FC. I hate to ask you this in the beginning, but most of you keep coming back and never hit that button, so do that, and if you don't like the video, simply unsubscribe in the end. Now, regarding Croatia, we have to kick the most obvious issue out of the way: age. The average age of Croatia's starting 11 against Albania was 30 years old, with veterans like Modric, Perisic, Brozovic and Kramaric bumping up the number. But at the same time, it's not just the fact that the squad is growing older that cost them their chances in the Euros. I mean, Germany has the oldest squad in the entire tournament and they qualified for the knockouts. But the difference is that Germany has several youngsters who can inject life into the squad, while a veteran like us can focus on dictating the tempo and creating chances with attributes that don't expire with time, such as his vision and passing. Croatia keeps treating their aging stars as if we're still in 2018. For example, let's compare the heat maps of Klose versus Modric. I know they play in different roles, but that's not really the point. Klose doesn't have to be running up and down the pitch because he has Andrić on his side to help with the defensive dirty work and a true overall class talent to press the opposing defenders. Modric, on the other hand, still has a lot of work on his hands. At his age, he should simply focus on creating chances, while two hard-working players could stay behind him and deal with the opponents. But that's not how it works. For example, Modric has the same number of tackles as Klose in the entire tournament, despite having played less time. But then again, that shouldn't be that surprising, as despite him being Croatia's oldest player, the decline was much more apparent in some of his teammates. For example, Brozovic doesn't have the same intensity from his Inter days. Just look at how passively he pressed Calafiori before Italy's goal. Perisic was clearly unprepared for this tournament, not only physically, but also mentally. His decision making was poor at times, and one of those instances was close to the end of their last match, where they decided to shoot the ball instead of keeping possession and burning a minute out of the excessive 8 of added time. But you can't blame the players for getting old, or simply use it as an excuse. Like I said in the beginning, Germany has the oldest squad in the tournament, and 5 other nations have squads either older or with the same average age as Croatia. Switzerland and Denmark are 2 of them, and they all performed much better than Croatia. So is it really about age, or simply down to Dalic's incompetence? By no means do I want to discredit what he achieved. It's massive for a country like Croatia to achieve silver and bronze in back-to-back World Cups, but considering that he took over in 2017, don't you think that by now he should have already got proper replacements for the golden generation? 6 years have passed since the 2018 final, and Croatia has only properly introduced 3 players that are on the same level as that team: Livakovic, Vardiol and Kovacic. I'm gonna be honest, I don't follow Croatia's national league, but I hear so much about Dinamo Zagreb's Baturina and Rijeka's Jankovic. How come one has only played 4 times while the other hasn't even debuted? Portugal and Argentina have the best players in their history in a similar position to Modric, and while they also keep their old superstars around, they have introduced many new players throughout the years to take weight off their shoulders in the short term and eventually replace them. Dalic, however, looks to have a solid hierarchy in the national team that he isn't willing to compromise no matter what, even if he has to place players out of position. Maier is originally a playmaker, but he's made him a winger who doesn't dribble. Kramaric is a 33-year-old striker who plays on the wing. Vardiol can play as a left back, but given Croatia's weaknesses in central defense, they would benefit much more from having Josko play there. And obviously, it's worth noting that Pasalic, Sosa, Baturina and Susic received limited game time for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Another important aspect that I haven't mentioned yet is Croatia's finishing problems. Spain vs Croatia will go down in history as a Spanish ass whooping to those who didn't watch the game, but it was far from it. Croatia had more shots than Spain and an equal number of good chances to score, but despite having fielded their 3 strikers in this match, none of them was able to meet the back of the net. And when they were finally able to score in the other 2 matches, Croatia showed a level of immaturity that few would have expected given their experience at the highest level. In both of their draws, Croatia conceded late equalizers that were completely avoidable if they weren't pressing so high or throwing shots instead of keeping possession. Ironically, they're out to the same errors that they benefited from in their World Cup quarterfinal bout against Brazil, which leaves me even more confused. But at the same time, it raises an important question. Was Croatia too overconfident? For years, we've associated overconfident football fans with English supporters. Every major tournament, we hear that it's coming home, that no national team has a better squad than England. But lately, I've realized that Croatians are probably as delusional as English fans. Despite their country's very apparent flaws, in most subreddits, YouTube comment sections and Twitter posts, you could feel a big euphoria from Croatians. So much so that if you pointed out any of their issues, most fans would dust you off as an arrogant asshole. Everything that I'm pointing now, I've already said a month ago. At that time, it was just a prediction based on what they had shown during qualifying that has grown into reality, and I wouldn't even be talking about this if the backlash to what I said hadn't been so severe. It's ridiculous. It would be the same thing as me, a Portuguese fan, being pissed off when I hear a prediction about Benfica or Porto being eliminated in the round of 16 of the Champions League. I mean, what the hell am I expecting? Pundits painting Benfica as a Champions League contender? Even as a Portugal fan, I don't go into tournaments with unrealistic expectations because I know how incredibly hard it is to perform well, let alone win one of these cups. I really hope Croatians can learn something from this disastrous campaign. I hope they can become a bit more critical of their national team and judge them by their current performances and not by what they achieved in the past. Demand more from your country and please keep your feet on the ground because if you act like English fans, you're doomed to suffer like them. And that is it for the video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you activate notifications because I'll be releasing much more Euro 2024 content as the tournament progresses. Until then, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.